Next case on the docket, it's election day. And even now, I'm just amazed that a dude with this mentality is still in the running.
I told you early on that they said there was peace through strength, and our strength is our great military. But now they're bringing pronouns into our military. They're bringing wokeness into our military. I don't even know what the heck is a pronoun. I can tell you that, and I'm sick and tired of this pronoun stuff. What I want our military men and women to do is to be at war fighting.
Are you serious? You don't even know what a pronoun is? One of the basic building blocks of the English language of knowing how to speak. Now, it makes sense now to why you can't put together a complete sentence. It makes sense now why you use words that don't make sense.
I didn't want to teach CTR in school.
I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. There's nothing about Herschel Walker that says that he is qualified to be in charge or sit anywhere. Now, I've said this multiple times, but the more this dude speaks, the more he lets you know that he is incapable of going through life in itself. And I'm surprised that somebody has not asked this dude, Herschel, what do you think about the war in the Ukraine? Fadoop-a-doop. Because that's the mentality that this dude brings to the table. He is not intelligent. He's not bright.
I am with many police officers, and at the same time.
But these are real badges, and I gave this to my friend for all he's done for this country.
He should not be in charge of anything. This is the thing about it. So many people on both sides, regardless of your political affiliation, so many people complain about nothing being done in Washington, how policies don't help and don't affect. Well, what kind of policy do you think is going to be affected by putting somebody like Herschel Walker in office? Because clearly he's not going to be able to think for himself. So what if he's there and he needs to answer a difficult question? You can't put him on committees because he's not intelligent enough to come up with a policy. He don't even have policy.
Bull out in the field with 6 cows, and 3 of them are pregnant. So you know he got something going on.
Nobody can name one policy that Herschel Walker stands for, is fighting for, or supports. The only thing you can say he supports is abortion. And you can't even say he support that because he's allegedly paid for 2 abortions, which I believe, might add. So what policy does he stand for? What is his financial policy? What is he thinking about finance? He talk about what Joe Biden has did financially to the country and all this stuff right here. Okay, well, what's your solution to that?
You know, he talked about doing a disinformation. What about getting a department that can look at young men that's looking at women that's looking at just social media? What about doing that?
Can anybody who loves Herschel tell me that? You can't. You can't tell me nothing about what he does. And so this is not even an attempt to get you to support Warnock. It's about, you have 2 options. And sometimes and unfortunately in America, we don't have a 3-party system. We just got a 2-party system. So it's one or the other. And you cannot, I don't care if you are truly going into this booth to vote for what's best for the country, then Herschel Walker ain't it. Again, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. Herschel Walker is not good for the country. He is not an adequate representation of someone who needs to be in the leadership. He does not represent the best of any of us. Not just black people, white people, Asian people, nothing. He does not represent the highest level of intelligence of us. He does not represent the highest level of decision making. Anybody who is grown, still out here talking about they want to be a werewolf, does not need to be sitting in a Senate seat at all. He does not need to be there whatsoever. Again, this is not me stumping for people, and I know how the internet is. People hear what they want to hear. You go, oh, you just a liberal. You fighting for the liberal agenda. No, I'm fighting for what's right. And Herschel Walker ain't right. And since you only have 2 options, that's it. And if you don't want to vote for Warnock, that's fine. Stay home. It's that simple. Just stay home. If you so hardcore of a Republican that your spirit just won't allow you to vote for a Democrat, that's fine. Stay home. Don't go vote. Just stay in the house. Like, I can't vote for Warnock, but I definitely can't support Herschel Walker, but I damn sure can't vote for Warnock. That's fine. Stay home. Don't even go vote. Just stay at the house. I don't want you to do nothing you don't want to do. Right there. If you can't support one and you can't support the other one, stay home. That works best for everybody. Because to vote for Herschel Walker simply for the fact that he's a Republican, that makes no sense. When he's clearly unstable, he's clearly unintelligent, and he's clearly not the choice. Nothing you can say about this man that makes me believe this. Now, one of the things I definitely have heard other people who support Herschel Walker bring up is the fact that, well, what about when Warnock tried to run his wife over? Clearly, you ain't never been married before. And I'm not saying that that's justification for trying to run your wife over, but if you watch this, once you don't have no bruises on her, anybody who was ran over by a car, they're going to have some bruises. And if he ran over your foot, how you standing up there not in excruciating pain if he ran over your foot? So, with this, and I'm not saying I don't believe it. I know that sounds like I'm saying I don't believe her, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't believe her, but what I am saying is this more points to just a conflict between a husband and a wife in the midst of a tumultuous divorce is what this sounds like. It don't sound like he out here threatening his wife, making her have to move 6 times with the kid. This ain't even so this is an assumption. This is on the outside looking in. This is your perspective on it. Herschel's son point blank told you, my daddy was threatening us. Republicans, you say you are of high moral fabric, then show that. Herschel Walker don't even check the moral boxes. And again, you might be saying, well, Warnock don't either. That's fine. Then don't vote for either one of them. If you are a Republican who cannot vote for Warnock because he don't check your moral boxes, Herschel don't either. So just stay home. That is it. Sit this one out. Nobody's saying you got to do nothing you don't want to do. We're not trying to force you to vote for no liberal. There ain't nobody trying to get you to do that. Just go stay at the house. Kick back. Get a beer or something. Watch Family Guy. Watch King of the Hill. Do whatever you gonna do, Georgians. But you ain't got to go out and vote for Herschel Walker. Don't do that simply for the fact, well, I'm against Biden. Well, do you think Herschel Walker is against him too? Herschel Walker is for whoever tells him to do. And y'all constantly complain about that these politicians are in the pockets of different groups and all this stuff right here. Whole pocket, Herschel got to be in anybody's pocket because clearly he's not mentally stable enough and does not have the mental capacity to make any decisions of substance on his own. So this is what I say. I say don't vote for Herschel. I mean, you ain't got to vote for Warnock. If you're a Republican, you have a problem with both, stay at home. You're going to help everybody out in the long run. Next case.